So it looks like we have yet another Trump voter coming to the internet looking for, I'm assuming, sympathy?
I didn't really want to have to get on here and do this, but I had to. I called 2 weeks ago to get a quote on these fiberglass steaks because we need some more steaks this year. I got a quote, 83 cents. I called the man this morning. I said, hey, I know these tariffs are crazy and everything going on. I said, what can you do me on those fiberglass steaks now if we needed a load? He said, Taylor, you don't want to hear this price and I'm about to give you. He said, each of those steaks now is going to be $1.74 a piece. So that's just to let you know a little bit of what we're going through out here on our farm and what farmers in general are going through. These tariffs, not the best thing for our country. I voted for Trump.
Let's see, let me check my pockets. Nope, empty. Anything in this pocket? No, empty. No sympathy here. You voted for the tariffs, so I'm confused why you're confused why the price of things are increasing. You voted against your farm, so I'm confused why you're confused that you're struggling on said farm. And now you are getting exactly what you voted for. Trump said he was going to do these tariffs, and now you're getting those tariffs. So again, I'm confused how you're confused. Once again, it's giving, well, yeah, I knew that the bad stuff was going to happen to other people, but I didn't think that it was going to happen to me.
Hello guys, and welcome to the J Report. In today's video, we're going to talk about a MAGA farmer who is complaining about the rising cost of equipment in his farm. It always starts the same way: a red hat, a flag waving proudly in the wind, and a promise to make America great again. That was all it took for some folks in rural America to throw their full support behind Trump, not once, but twice. And now they're shocked, upset, and complaining that everything from simple tools has skyrocketed in price. If this is the kind of content you enjoy, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing because it helps YouTube recommend it to a wider audience. And so now, without further ado, guys, let's go straight into this video. But first, let me play you a few videos on this matter, and I'll come back with my commentary. As a side note, all credit goes to the creators of these videos.
Well, it's happened. The tariffs are now hitting American farmers, and they are making TikTok videos left, right, and center complaining about the costs of actually running their farms. You got to watch this.
I called 2 weeks ago to get a quote on these fiberglass steaks because we need some more steaks this year. I got a quote, 83 cents. I called the man this morning. I said, hey, I know these tariffs are crazy and everything going on. I said, what can you do me on those fiberglass steaks now if we needed a load? It's a 3-month ETA from time you place the order. He said, Taylor, you don't want to hear this price and I'm about to give you. And I said, well, give it to me anyways. He said, each of those steaks now is going to be $1.74 a piece. And I said, well, you know, and I know both that we can't do that, and that's going to be impossible. Just to let you know a little bit of what we're going through out here on our farm and what farmers in general are going through. These tariffs, not the best thing for our country. I voted for Trump.
This farmer was all in on Trump, loved the tough talk, the America First agenda, and the bold promises to take on China, bring back American manufacturing, and boost the economy for the real working class. But recently, this same farmer is complaining that he can't afford the tools he needs to run his farm anymore. Basic equipment he used to get with no real issue is now way more expensive. And the reason? Tariffs, specifically Trump's latest round of tariffs that jacked up the prices on imported goods, everything from steel and aluminium to bolts, screws, and electronic parts that power modern farming machinery. It turns out, when a politician slaps heavy tariff on foreign products, it doesn't hurt foreign countries the way folks were told. Nope, it has everyday people back home. People like this farmer. The cost of imports goes up, companies pass that cost along, and the result is that farmers are stuck paying 40, 60, or even 100% more for the same tools they bought last year. That's what this farmer is dealing with now. He's seeing invoices that make no sense. A part he bought for 85 cents last season now costs $1.73. And the irony, he voted for the guy who made it happen. He believed the promises. He believed the talk about bringing jobs back and sticking it to China. He thought tariffs were a power move, but nobody explained that those tariffs would hit him in the pocketbook, and had. Now he's online, venting his frustration as if he didn't cast a vote that helped create the very policies he's suffering under. And he's not the only one. Across the country, farmers in MAGA strongholds are waking up to the reality that the man they supported, the one who made them feel seen, never really had their best interest at heart. His policies weren't designed for long-term growth or sustainability. They were designed to look good on a rally stage. And now Now they're learning what happens when policy meets reality. This farmer is now begging for help. And that, folks, is classic FAFO energy. Vote based on slogans instead of experts. Trust the businessman over the economist. And then cry foul when it backfires. He found out the hard way that tariffs aren't magic. They don't punish the enemy and protect the worker at the same time. They create ripple effects. And when you're standing in the middle of the ripple, you feel the wave hit. This is what happens when people vote based on feelings instead of facts. When a red hat and a catchy phrase are enough to earn your support, you risk everything. This farmer didn't just vote against his best interest, he voted against his livelihood. And now, the chickens, or maybe the tractors, are coming home to roost. Farming is already tough enough. Weather, debt, long hours, and thin profit margins. The last thing anyone needs in that line of work is a trade war making equipment harder to get and more expensive to maintain. But that's exactly what they got, because they voted for a man who treated the economy like a game of poker instead of a complex web of systems that require careful planning and real understanding. And maybe, just maybe, this will be the wake-up call. Maybe next time this farmer and thousands like him will ask harder questions before giving their vote away. Maybe they look past the flags and slogans and focus on the policies, because that's what matters in the end. This isn't just about pride, it's about survival. And right now, this farmer is struggling to survive in a system he helped create. That's the twist. That's the bitter truth. So what do you all think? Do you think these MAGA farmers have learned their lesson and will vote differently given a chance? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to keep this discussion going. Otherwise, that's it from me. I also have another video about how Target is begging for the black dollar back. And if you enjoy such kind of content, please click up here and enjoy. Also, consider subscribing, liking and sharing because it helps me grow my channel. But for now, thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, the Joy Report out.